We have our back pieces. Step 5 says pin the back sections together at the center back, baste, stitch, leave open above the large circle. Before we do that, we're going to put the interfacing on the zipper opening. This is the 1-inch interfacing. See how far the zipper is going to go down. So this is where I'm going to cut the interfacing off. This piece is going to be added to this side, and this piece is added to this side. After pinning together, the next step is to baste. And again, as with the other pieces, if you want to draw in your stitching line, now is the time to do that. There's a triple notch here that you're matching together, and so right now I'm looking for the large dart. So just grab your pattern, lay it out, and find that marking. I know it's in the general vicinity. All right, it is right here. I think I'm out of my blue pen. So now I have the thread. And I'm going to start at the very bottom here, opening up the hemline. The back seam line is now basted. Starting from the bottom, I'm going to do a regular stitch all the way up to the circle or the area that you marked here. And then I'm going to lock that stitch. So I'm going to reinforce it. And then I'm going to switch to the basting stitch. And then I'm going to continue all the way up to the back, to the neck. So below the circle, regular stitches. Above the circle, longest stitch that you have. After you've done your regular stitch at the bottom and your basting stitch at the top, we're going to do as we did the other seams. Pressing the seams. Well, first I'm going to take out my basting stitches. So we're just going to put some snips in here. Again, if you do not want to do the basting stitch, you don't have to. Pressing open on the outside, pressing the seam open on the inside, and then I'm going to finish my seams, and then we'll be ready to put the zipper in. This is where you should be now. Seam is pressed open. So now if you're doing an invisible zipper, you want to go ahead and get that ready. I'm using an invisible zipper, but I'm going to put it in like a regular zipper because I think this pattern, I don't have the pattern envelope. I think it's a regular zipper. So what I'm going to do is with the top of the zipper tape up here at the top, I am going to take so I'm going to put the zipper tape right on that fold, right up, putting the zipper tape, matching it up with the edge of the dress, and I'm going to pin it. And then I'm going to take the zipper tape and I'm just going to pin it in a couple spots. Just to keep this lined up. There are so many ways to put in a zipper, and I am trying to show you the easiest way that's going to be less with little frustration. So I'm lining the zipper teeth, I'm lining the zipper teeth to the seam. Now I need to because I put the pin through both the dress and the seam allowance. So now I'm just going to shift the pin, making sure the zipper teeth. You'll be able to fix this at the sewing machine too. But now I'm just securing the zipper to just the seam allowance. Then the more you do this, I want to say the more you do this, the easier it gets. It took me a while. And so I have my own little way of doing this. And as you continue to install more zippers, you'll have your way. So that is now open. Let me turn this around. So now I can lift the seam allowance up. So now I'm going to go to the machine, the sewing machine that is. I'm going to make sure that my seam is open, and I'm going to stitch right in this little crevice. If you don't have a zipper foot, just sew as close as you can, because then on the outside we're going to close it. You'll close it up with a stitch on the outside. Right, so I have the zipper foot on. I've attached it to the left side of the zipper foot, because you can attach to the left or to the right. And you want to make sure that the bottom is clear and that you don't sew through your dress. We're just sewing the zipper tape and the seam allowance. Lock my stitch. Taking my time to make sure everything is out of the way and everything is flat. Take your time, check underneath, make sure everything is clear. I am constantly checking to make sure that nothing sneaks under there. So now I am near the bottom. So I'm going to lift this up. And before I do that, I'm just going to just go back a little bit, just in case I have to take my zipper out. It's already locked in. This is where I have to just take the zipper tape. I always have a problem with, I don't have enough strength in my hand to get the to zip the zipper. I always run into problems with that. So that's why I put the little locking stitch, so then I could come back and I can zip up my zipper. See how it just goes up, but I always have a problem. So now I'm going to go back to where I was here, and I'm going to lock the stitch and then finish zipping all the way down. Take this pin out, making sure the zippers stay centered on the tape, and lock that stitch. And take it out. All right, so now I am turning the dress upside down so that I can take this side of the zipper. And I'm going to start here at the bottom. All right, now that I am past, let me open up the zipper. So at this point, you're either going to have to open up your stitches if you don't have like a hemostat like this. All right. So just a couple stitches at the end to get it started, and then I'm going to unzip this all the way down to the bottom, and then I'm going to stick this hemostat in the zipper. I'm trying to grab the zipper pull underneath. Let me turn it around so you can see it. Right there, looking for the zipper pull. All right, let me pick back up. My phone rang. I don't know who it was. So I'm just trying to grab this zipper pull and then pull it through the hole. And then now my zipper head is out of the way, and I already have some stitches down there to hold it. So then I'm going to go right here. Oh, how did this move? This is supposed to be on this side, right? Yes. All right. And you're going to position this, lock it, and then continue, making sure that everything is flat. All right, let me open that and see how we did. So I am trying to, I tried to put the zipper in a way that I would have understand it if I had never put in a zipper before. And I can watch it and duplicate without a lot of effort. Just popping stitches all the way to the top. Now I have to look underneath, and I gotta look for that blue. Oh, I see the blue line, so I can go down some more. I'm going down. How far? All right, that's all I'm going. So now I'm going to take my hemostat, and I'm going to stick it in this. Stick it inside the zipper this way so that I can grab the zipper head and pull it up. There we go. And I got to get rid of all those loose threads, but let's just, the zipper's all the way up. After you have your zipper in, what you want to do next is you want to go back over to the machine, and what you want to do is you want to stitch, you want to top stitch all the way down the zipper at the bottom of the zipper, pivot and turn, and then you're going to come all the way up to the top, and then you will have a top stitch there. So I don't want a top stitch on my dress, so what I'm going to do is first, I got to get rid of all of this extra, these thread tails, and then I am going to open it up and sew my zipper in as an invisible zipper. All right, so now let's see what it looks like when I zip it up. So I don't know if you can tell, but it's a little closer on this side. So this gap right here is on this side. So let me see if I can show you. So this right here is part of the other side of the zipper tape. But I got really close. Nice and close. Pink zipper probably would have been better. Didn't think about that. So now I'm going to open it up, and now I'm going to stitch the other side of the zipper. So I'm going this way. I'm going to press this open. Okay, so now we're on the other side, and I'm going to drop this in there. Now, See how it's just faster when you have the zipper open. And let me cut my thread. And remove any threads inside because you don't want any problems. And then now you don't see the zipper tape unless you spread it open. So I'm going to go and I'm not going to top stitch this, so you can if you want, but I'm just going to give this a nice press because I like the back closed up. Step 7 is to stay stitch above the waist. So you can start wherever that dot was, and then right within the seam allowance, you're going to go ahead and get that together. I should have done that first so that this doesn't get stretched out the way. But anywho, after that, step 8 is to stitch the back sides together. And so that's our last panel here. So here is this side, which goes over here. And there's a notch right here to match up with the notch right there. And then our other piece for the actual dress here, and again matching the edges and then matching the notch that's on the inside here, right there, to that notch. So the instructions are to pin it, baste it, and stitch it. Now again, hand basting is a lot. If you don't want to do it, just make sure that you have a good, it's pinned, and you just go from there. So first thing I want to do is to stay stitching, and then I'm going to stitch these pieces together without hand basting. Should be fine, and then flip it over so I can do the other side. I'm going to pin the pieces together. Curve, curve. There we go. So I'm going to match the top, and I'm just going to I'm going to match up my notch right here. Pin that. And then I'm just going to slowly walk it down. Walk it down, walk it down, walk it down. Because I'm going to start at the bottom. I think I might want to start at the bottom and stitch up. I'm not sure. Put some pins in here. Because remember in the first part of the video, I had the hems were wonky, so that is what I'm checking for now. Oh, yep, we're good. So I am going to start at the bottom. match up my seam nice and slow. There we go. And I'm going to be careful with the edges. See, I'm working in small bits, and I'm checking under here, making sure from here to here my edges are aligned, and I'm just going to walk it right on up there. It's like walking the kids to school. All right, here to here. Walk right on in there. Go bye. Goodbye. Have a good day. Ready? Here we go. All right, we're coming to the top, curving in, getting everything laid straight. Just walking the fabric right up to the needle. No pulling, no pushing, just guiding. So here, just want to lay it loose, so I'm just going to go right here. I'm going to stop. I'll come in here. Stop. Here we go. Just taking my time, making sure seam lines are matched. Looking at my notch. Yep, I'm doing good. Taking my time. And then here we are at the end. Lovely. That's the back of that side. Now I'm going to do this side. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and I will catch you back at the table. You can see that we still got some seams that need to be pressed. So that's what I'm going to do. Go through the 3 pressing process, set the stitch, press on the outside, open the seams, press on the inside, and then I'm going to finish my seams. And then when we get back, we'll be moving to step 9. Almost there. So your back should be done and pressed. In the area where there's curves, when I press, you see these little wrinkles here. And what we're going to do so this doesn't become a problem in the future is I'm just going to put some clips here just to open this up some, right where the curves are, so that it's not feeling weird. Just clip in the curve there. So now right here, we're just looking at areas that are buckling a little bit. So this is laying flat. Right, this is flat. So here's the inside. So now we're down to the pockets.